the way I survived it, the way I got there, was that my knee got sore.
Wow.
It got hurt. So what it did was it connected those two, and every time he went up to do a speech or every time he went to kick the goals in life,
you get a sore knee?
His knee would start to ache.
Oh, jeez.
Nothing medically wrong, but that's where the stress for him was being held. That's where the stress for him was being transferred. And he could feel the elation, feel the joy, feel all these things, go on to do amazing things in life. But the way his body, it just, and you wouldn't make these connections.
I mean, I've made all those sorts of connections with clients in painful situations, not happy about something when you're 6 and then that showing up when you're an adult. But I've never heard of that connection of a happy emotion connecting then to
a pain.
And somehow the mind said, oh, then I've got to have a sore knee because that's what got me through.
Exactly.
Wow.
And this is what the body does. There's so much innate wisdom. Now, from an adult's perspective, we can sort of shift and change the way we translate that. But for a 6-year-old, it then compounds one on top of the other.
Yeah,
and this is what he's carried throughout his life. And this is why when we talk about childhood traumas or childhood, the inner child, this is where our storytelling starts and where it sort of goes from there.
Wow.
And we can't intellectualize it because it's just the way, it's that gender.
Well, it makes no sense if you haven't, aware of how it's been constructed. It makes no sense. But once you're aware of how it's been constructed, it makes sense.
Exactly.
But if you don't get that Morse code, that redefining, the translation, if you don't get that.
Yeah. And it's all in our cells. It's all connected.
Yeah.
And our bodies have a little filing system that whenever we go under stress, it goes, well, what was the last stressful situation that comes close to this? Mm-hmm. And what happened in and around that time? And because our system is so, it's just such an incredible source of information, and it's doing everything it can for us to survive, it will put that in place again, whether it makes sense or not, because you're here, you're alive, therefore it worked.
Wow. That's great.
And that's what I love about kinesiology, is that when we go in there and you have those people go, oh my God, I've never thought of that. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Well, this is the reason why. And this is what I love about it so much.
You were saying it's hard to explain, but I think you've just explained it.
Oh, there we go.
It's not that hard to explain it.